I'm AJ Freed, and there's an SAT coming up that I finally don't have to worry about.
And I'm Sammy Rooney, and neither do I, yet.
I'm Jake Winkleman, and I've got a very special guest via Zoom on Your Around Campus.
Hi, I'm Sean McClellan, and I've got This Week in MEPM Sports.
I'm Brianna Boland, and I'm here with your chilly weekend forecast. Good morning, MEPM. Today is day 2. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Operation Smiles is having their first in-person event on Wednesday the 10th. For $3, you can make your own Shrinky-Dink keychain. You get to color and cook it yourself. No sign-up is necessary. Just go to room 122B on Wednesday the 10th at 2:20 p.m. Online students can order kits to make at home. All proceeds go to getting children in need cleft palates surgeries.
Today, March 5th, is Employee Appreciation Day. As we appreciate every worker out there, we would like to give a big BMB shout out to all of the frontline workers that have been out there working nonstop during the pandemic for almost a year now.
Attention all students taking the March 13th SAT. You have one more week until the big test. It's time to start studying hard as the test quickly approaches.
Now, off the topic of tests, let's send it over to Jake Winkleman with this week's edition of Around Campus.
Hi, I'm Jake Winkleman, and on this week's Around Campus, I'm sitting down with Marni Hochman, who happens to be all the way in South Bellmore. Usually our guest is in Studio B, but today she is joining live via Zoom, a BMB first. Marni is a BMCHSD's team captain of the LOS campaign. So welcome, Marni.
Thanks for having me.
So what is LOS?
LOS is the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, so it's a huge organization of people that work every day to raise money and bring awareness to find a cure for blood cancer.
And what are its goals?
Its goals are just to really find a cure. There are millions of people all over suffering from blood cancer, and it's something that's not always recognized, so LOS has really worked to change that.
Definitely. And how was LOS brought to MEPM?
LOS was, normally the student campaign was at Kennedy, but recently in September, my friends and I had a very close friend diagnosed, and she had to start a fight of her own against lymphoma, so we got in touch with Kennedy students, and we knew we had to get involved in it to bring it over to MEPM.
And what are some of the events that LOS has planned?
We've done trivia nights, food fundraisers, we've done a blowout event, and then at MEPM in particular, we just sold these shirts throughout the month of February, and I know a bunch of MEPM students bought them, and we're all going to wear them on March 12th.
Oh, that's awesome. And how can people help out the cause?
I know every MEPM student on the team has a fundraising link that's all over their social medias, and these shirts, and I know our class officers for the junior class were selling purple ribbons last week, things like that any MEPM student can get involved with and help.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Marni. I hope we have been able to inspire some students to help out the cause. See you all next week on Around Campus. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Jake, and thank you, Marni, and happy birthday too. People should get involved with LLS because it's a great cause, but they should also do it as a birthday present to Marni.
That would make a happy birthday indeed. Now let's check in with Sean McClellan for This Week in MEPM Sports.
The winter sports season is finally here. Tryouts begin at the beginning of the week and will conclude at the end of the week for most teams. Games and other events will begin next week as volleyball, cross country, badminton, football, soccer, and more get prepared for their shortened fall season in March. To all fall athletes, don't forget to have COVID testing done by the end of this week. The time slot for MEPM COVID-19 tests will take place between 11:35 a.m. and 12:20 p.m. It will take place at Brookside School, and it is mandatory for athletes playing high-risk sports who did not previously receive the test earlier this week. In addition to these high-risk sports being played throughout the months of March and April, B&B will have you covered. In case spectators aren't able to attend, B&B will be covering some sporting events for this upcoming fall season. Our first broadcast will come on Saturday, March 13th, when the Mepham Pirates football team will battle crosstown rivals, the Calhoun Colts, in what is to be an epic showdown. Along with the Pirates football team in action, stay tuned to see more for the fall sports teams on the B&B YouTube page during the shortened season. That's all from me. For B&B, I'm Sean McClellan. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Sean. Now let's send it over to Bree with your weekend weather.
Good morning, Mepham. I'm Blizzard Bree, and I'm back for your chilly weekend forecast. Today's weather is going to be a high of 37 degrees and a low of 27. Saturday is supposed to be sunny, but with a tiny amount of clouds, along with a high of 35 and a low of 24. The clouds may decide to stay for a bit on Sunday, but move into the sun with a high of 38 and a low of 25. Hopefully, this weekend will be our last chilly weekend, as next week seems to be in the 50s. Goodbye for now, Mepham. Until next time. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Now for today's quote of the day. We don't see things as they are, we see them as we are.
These have been the B&B morning announcements for Friday, March 5th.
Have a great day, Mepham.
Wish Michelle Spiller happy birthday. It's her birthday on Monday.